Can you talk about what your goals were heading into this sequel?
All of them? How much time do you have? I think one of the things we decided first is that it was really clear that our fans wanted more. So the simple, not the easy, but the simple solution was to give them more. And for us, that meant, especially with the 40th anniversary, to include more eras in the game. So we looked at the prequel, because we already knew the original trilogy. We kind of did that with the first game. So we added, as I said, the prequel movies and also the new ones, where we looked around and tried to find cool things that we can use in this game. But what it also was, it was important for us that we would not only recreate what is already there in the movies, in the books, in the comics, wherever we managed to find inspiration, but that we would start creating. And that was really essential at the heart, especially of the campaign. That not only we wanted to retell stories that are already there, we wanted to tell a new story.
Can you talk a little about how the three studios worked together on this project? DICE's strength is clearly multiplayer. That's where we come from as a studio. How to do this, what we internally call rock, paper, scissors gameplay, where you choose a tool or a way to overcome a challenge, is at the heart of every DICE game. It's basically in the walls, building this type of multiplayer. So what we needed is, with a game of this scope and this ambition, and nowadays with the production quality that we want to hit, we needed to bring in more people. So we looked at Criterion, because the VR thing they did was pretty great, right? And they felt a natural match to give vehicles, not only the utilitarian vehicles like speeder bikes and X-Wings, but also the hero ships like the Millennium Falcon and Slave One. To give that the proper focus, they felt like the best match that we could have. And for the story and the narrative, we found a tremendous amount of experience making narrative action games in Motive. So we formed this trinity of expertise, if you will, to ship this game together. Can you talk a little about the class system and what that opens up for multiplayer?
The classes were a logical conclusion of us making heroes more present in the game. That was one thing we wanted to do, that we realized that in the first game with a pickup system, it tended to favor either the very skilled players or the really lucky ones. And we didn't want that the only factors to determine when you become a hero. So we relatively early made the decision to switch to a more resource-based system. So it depends on a variety of actions whether you can become a hero or not. And we can kind of play around with that to make sure that it's not only skill-based, but can take other things into account as well. And that meant we suddenly had more heroes present in matches. And that led to us looking at the troopers and saying, we really need to step up our game here, because these troopers, they're getting owned. And one thing that is at the heart of every DICE game, and also was a perfect fit, was to bring in classes. Because classes are such a cool entry point for forming a team. And the way to go up against a hero is form a team. Because teamwork can make you able, maybe, to stand up against a hero as a trooper, in addition to the customization and depth that we gave to troopers as well.
Can you talk also about the progression and how people can kind of specialize as they go forward?
So, if I look at this game, it's big. I'm pretty sure that it may be the biggest game that I personally have ever worked on in my career. So there's a lot of things in there. But also something that was very important for us is not only give our players more in breadth or width, if you will, but also add more depth to the game. So it was born out of the necessity to give troopers more of a role in the game related to the heroes, because a trooper, he has no name. He's basically an empty shell for you to step in as a player. So you become that trooper. But to give you a reason to stick around and be that trooper, you need to be able to customize him a little bit to make him your own. And that means upgrading, using your favorite gadgets, maybe skew the class a little bit towards your favorite playstyle and your favorite, weapon of choice. That meant adding a way to customize weapons to allow you to express yourself in gameplay a little bit more and let you become a hero. That was our mantra that we talk about a lot in the studio. That even being a lowly trooper must feel like you have a chance to become a hero that turns the match.
Can you talk about taking the battle to space and what that opens up?
That opens up space. Sorry. It's a fan favorite, I would say. Everybody wanted us to go to space, so where are space battles? When can I fly starfighters in space? Because vehicles have always been a super important element to every DICE game. It's hard to imagine a DICE game without vehicle play. But going to space opened up a whole new way of playing this game and a whole new way of experiencing Star Wars, because we treat the ships basically as characters. So as troopers or heroes, you can upgrade your ship, you can customize your X-Wing. And we also have these hero ships, which we treat the same way as heroes. So they have the same abilities and the same ways for you to modify them and make them your own than heroes do.
What are you most excited about when it comes to this game that you can talk about at this point?
Tauntauns, personally. Seriously, it changes every day. I think I'm most excited by the promise of this game. I can't wait for people to see more, and also Tauntauns.